Thanks for being here. The numbers are staggering. How many Texans are in shelters this morning?
Well, of course, the number is rising, and we will evacuate even more. I've heard numbers ranging from 30 to 40,000, and that includes people who were evacuees from where the hurricane originally crossed Texas in the Corpus Christi area, but also evacuees from the Houston area, and that number will simply rise even more today.
Governor, what are you most worried about this morning?
Today, of course, it is life and protecting life. You see the high and rising water in Houston, which will continue. And so we have search and rescue missions that will be conducted throughout the day. But also, if you see the weather map, you see that east of Houston, over in the Beaumont area, they are getting inundated with the spread of this storm. And so we are having to spread even further our search and rescue and safety missions.
Governor, we see how hard hit Houston has been. I mean, we've seen all of the just heart-rending images of citizens, neighbors helping each other, helping to rescue the elderly and the sick and babies, et cetera, from their homes. Do you think that Houston should have been evacuated?
Well, listen, the evacuation issue is something that can't be second-guessed at this time because we have to focus our priority on saving lives. And as you mentioned, it's been so heartwarming to see not only the first responders go in there and save lives and rescue people, but Texans helping Texans, which is the way that we always do it. Texans taking a boat out and bringing people to safety. That's what Texas is all about. And those efforts will continue throughout today and tomorrow and the coming days.
Look, I know that you don't want to point fingers and you don't want to go backward in time. Hindsight is 20/20. But in the interest of moving forward and figuring out the solution to things like this, you know, the mayor of Houston justifies that he didn't evacuate the city because he said that that would have created its own spate of problems. There would have been people stranded on highways. There could have been heat stroke. There could have been people stuck in their cars with more rain. Do you agree with all of that rationale?
Well, listen, there were obviously concerns, as you pointed out, about the complications of evacuation that we saw when Hurricane Rita came to the state of Texas. And so it's so difficult to look in hindsight to see would it have been better to evacuate or not evacuate, which is why we simply aren't focused on it right now. Instead, all of our attention is focused on saving lives.
What do you want to hear out of President Trump when he arrives tomorrow?
Well, first, he has been very gracious and very helpful, he and his team, in my conversations both with the president and his cabinet members and with Brock Long, the FEMA administrator. And what I would like to hear from him is his understanding of the magnitude of the damage that Texas has faced, because it's not just the Houston area that's been the focus for the past 48 hours, but also the Corpus Christi area where the hurricane first came across the shore of the state of Texas. This is going to be a very long-term project helping Texas dig out. Now, the good news is Brock Long, the FEMA administrator, has already expressed that to me. He understands this is going to be a year or multi-year process. And I assume that the president will be echoing that. And I assume the president will be very concerned about what he sees about the damage that Texas has suffered.